Well, first off, congrats to Coach Hodge and our men's basketball team winning the Crown tournament. Getting a little paycheck with it, that's good news. And so it's been good. Women's basketball had a great season. Baseball team's off to a great start. Rifle team, national champs again, correct? So outstanding. It was fun to watch our men battle back in those games and win it. Great moment for them.
Okay, well, to follow with that, the Crown gives money to players, NIL. Are Bulls going to get to that?
That's a good point. I think to encourage 100% participation, I think that helps. You know, if a guy's play, say, hey, if you win, you get an extra $1,000 or something individually. I mean, money's always been a great motivator. And so I could see some not only bowl games good to it, but I'm just thinking off my head, you could see, a non-conference game against another Power 4 opponent in a neutral site, creating some of that too. I mean, everybody is looking at ways to generate revenue, and in our administration, Ren and those, they have a great feel for that and know what's needed.
See anything positive out there today from guys?
It's a little bit better than I was disappointed in last practice. I think we had a pressure after that. I don't remember, but I didn't think we got a whole lot better in our last practice. I thought we got a little bit better today, and I'm forcing the coaches to hone down the playlist, so to speak. I'm not. We got to evaluate our guys. We got a few more practices this spring to evaluate what we have, and I don't want our guys not being able to show their true self because have 3,000 play calls on offense or defense or what have you. So I'm honing them down a little bit. We're going to try to split the team up, have a little draft in the staff for the players, and have a couple scrimmage situations and let them compete and just try to make a true evaluation where we're at with the guys that are practicing right now.
Rich, wide receivers, you talked about them a little bit, but as you see that group collectively, what do you see out of them?
Well, I think the returners, Jaden Bray is going to help, and then being healthy, and then the guys that we took out of the portal that had some experience, like Prince, DJ, John Nider, they were very, very productive, showed things at a higher level. And so I think what I've seen so far, at least today, they did some good stuff and gave us some confidence. And they're still learning. And I think we got a good young freshman class too. But the transfers we brought in, it looks like they're going to all be able to help us.
Are your receivers, do you ask different things than normal? Because your offense is different and unique. So.
Well, other than the fact that everybody's got a block on a run play, And I don't know, most coaches do that. But, I mean, if you got to be willing to at least attempt to do the best you can at blocking, and we work hard at it. Receiver coaches work hard at it, and that's part of it. And now you got to be able to have guys that can beat press man, win some things on the routes, and we want our wideouts. We have really 4 wide receiver positions. The 2 outside guys, we want them to learn both that and inside. And again, that's part of our plan is simplify a little bit so we can have guys be able to play multiple positions.
How have your school guys been in space? Are you happy with the way they're making people miss, or is that?
Yeah, I get, it's one of those deals. Like, if they're making people miss in space, are we that bad tackling in the open field? So we've got to do a few more. Today we went live for maybe 15, 20 minutes or something. So not very long. We'll do the same thing Wednesday, but we've got to evaluate some of that. But that. I don't know if that's so much coaching, you know what I mean? We try to coach the things that we know that coaching makes an impact in. The natural ability, whatever, should show up.
Rich, you said last week that Scotty was progressing, he's making good progress. What is he improving at?
I think he's just more comfortable with not just what we do, but what they're doing on defense and, what the coverage is and where to go with the ball. He was really good with that as a true freshman, I thought. And a true freshman at this level, he had a good grasp of that. But I think he understands it even better now. And so I think, today he made some really good reads on some pass plays, the things that the defense, some pressure stuff that he saw, and he's got a great release. So he'll keep getting better too.
Any position, Rich, that maybe you entered the spring a little concerned about that you feel better about now, or still too early? Or
I think it's still too early. I think we've made, a lot of steps on the O-line. Some of the things we're doing up there and some of the guys we're doing with. Defensively, we're longer. I think we're whatever the length is, but I think we're more athletic, bigger in the secondary. That's a noticeable thing. I saw the linebackers made some really athletic plays today, which was good. It hasn't been any one thing that stood out really, really good, but there hasn't been anything that's been a glaring weakness. Like, oh my gosh, we're in trouble there. Which that would be bad because there's not another portal period. Like we have what we have. This is who we got. Other than a dozen guys that aren't here yet. So I think we can whatever issues we have. I believe we can fix over time.
I was going to ask you. I know you said you saved a couple spots. Is it still kind of similar to what you entered the spring with? If you're looking at any additional guys?
Yeah, I think we got room for maybe 2 spots, 3 spots that are open to whoever's out there in a portal, whatever. Our guys are still watching guys out of the portal every day. We ask about it, but it's not like this time last year we're like, oh my gosh, who's going to leave and who we're going to get, and so you got what you got, and if somebody gets some of our guys, they've been tampering, right? So that's.
Are you happy with your position battles? Are you getting the competition you want from your guys?
I think for the most part, we are. The hard part, like with the running backs, Cam Cook's new to the system, but he's got experience. Outside of that, it's all new guys, young guys, and so we're trying to push them along a little bit. But you can see the glaring difference in the experienced running back and one that doesn't have experience. Competition everywhere else, it has been pretty good, I think.
So pretty close. The guys are battling. It's not a big gap between.
And then one of the reasons we want to kind of split things up is I don't want, if one guy's always going with the first group against the second group and he doesn't go with the second group against the first group, I don't know if that's a fair evaluation of him. So when it's intermixed like that, there's not really a 1 or 2 or nothing like that, which starting on Wednesday, it'll be intermixed a little bit more. I think we can make a better evaluation of who's deserving. And I hope we have, I've said this a bunch of times, probably said it here with you all, but if you're good enough to win with, you'll play. So I don't want them to be concerned, am I a 1 or am I a 2? And I know they are. I just want to be concerned with, am I good enough to win with? If I'm good enough to win with, and there's 3 guys at that position good enough to win with, we'll play all 3 guys. And I've always believed that. But that's our guys, I think, seeing that now, that we will just get better and get good enough to win with.
Rich, last year you talked, especially at wide receiver, improving speed. So does this group look better? Do you have wideouts who can take the top off the defense and then slots who can make plays in space?
I think we are faster for sure, a little bigger for sure. You want guys that can beat some one-on-one stuff. Inevitably, if somebody can just play your press man and you can't win the route from anybody, then you'll have struggles. So some of that is the speed and athletic ability, but some of it is too is us coaching them with some tips that'll help them use the athletic ability to get open. That's the biggest thing. We have, I see certain wide receivers that have a skill set to do that, but they're not coached to how to get open, so to speak. Coaches rely on them just, hey, just run down and get open. Well, we got to help them, and our receivers coaches do a good job.
Rich, in your evaluation process, I know you've always said you want to put them under pressure, under game-type conditions. With more players now here in the spring, though, is it tougher for them to do that? Do they feel some of that pressure? And hey, I've only got X number of chances to show the coaches what I can do.
Yeah, that and the way you coach, I think every coach has got to coach his personality, but there needs to be an intensity level that mirrors the type of intensity you'll expect him on game day. And we get it because we demand it. But I wasn't there's some practices I've got to yell a little bit more to get that part of it. Some practices I don't. I told the coaches I don't want to be the guy that has to do that all the time. I'm not like running around rah hype guy, but I want our guys to understand the importance of each play in practice, of each rep in practice. I think that's the difference that we approach that. Oh, it's just practice. We'll be okay. Let's correct it and so on. And I'm like, to us, it's like the Super Bowl winning play. You know, I mean, our guys have to take that mentality if they want to get better.
How's Ryan Ward been for you?
Been good. Ryan's probably the leader in the room now. You know, he's played there a little bit. He's a tough guy. He understands what we want to do. And there's a lot of new guys or young guys in that room. We have the talent there. I think we've got what we need. And we'll play 2 tight ends, so maybe 3 tight ends at a time. We hadn't done a lot of that this spring, but we will. And the talent is there. They just got to continue to progress, and we'll be okay. But Ryan is the leader in that room.
That scrimmage that you're doing when you're breaking up half and half, is that next practice or practice coming up?
Yeah, we'll do some of that probably the last, I don't know, maybe just 20 minutes. Not a full scrimmage, but the last 20 minutes or so will be that. And then when we do 7-on-7, we'll split it up, you know, with the way that coaches draft it. So it'll be pretty competitive. I'm not sure what the winners or losers. I've told the coaches maybe won't let them eat in our wonderful cafeteria for a couple of days or something. That'll probably be the biggest heartbreak to them if I could fine them, I guess, but that wouldn't be fair to them. Yeah, I may, and then we'll try to do that with the spring game too. It'll be some kind of split up scrimmage with the staff and the players. It should be fun.
Epps a slot. Who are your slots?
Epps, Amani Weaver, Teron Francis is playing in the slot. Who else? Raquel in the slot. Greg Wilfred, yep, young guy, freshman. He's in the slot. Charlie Hannafin will play in the slot as well. So we're trying to get. I think if we do our job as coaches and simplify a little bit, outside guys should be able to play inside. Inside guys should be able to play outside. I think, again, coaches sometimes overthink stuff and meet too much. You know, meet more than Congress. So they pick our plays, execute our plays as well as we can, let our guys do their thing.
We see from your pass rush, is it scheming to get there, or can their guys beat one-on-one blocks? Or?
Well, I want to find out who can beat without the scheme. I don't want to rely on schemes to get sacks. So we got some guys, athletic guys on the edge. I want to see if they can, get a pass rush. And you've seen all the good teams in our league, the teams that played in the playoffs, they all had dudes that could pass rush. And they weren't tricky with you. They just line them out there in a wide 5 technique and see ball, get ball. And we've got a couple new guys there, and we signed them with that in mind. And so we'll see what they can do the next few days.
With the format, have you figured out how that draft's going to work?
Yeah, we're going to just do by position. So we'll pick the quarterbacks, then they'll go through the offensive guards, then the tackles, then the centers, then we'll go to the defensive line. And then so it won't be like randomly pick them. We'll make sure that there's the same number of guys at each position. And they'll have a little fun with it, I think. The coaches will tomorrow. I'm not going to probably disclose the order of draft. Not that it would be interesting. I think Mountaineer fans would be interested in how it goes. But because the format is not like taking the best available player or anything like that, it's more position related. I don't know if it'll be as.
Will you coach both of them, or were you?
Yeah. I'm guaranteed to win or guaranteed to lose, whatever way you look at it. So, Big Dusty will be the commissioner, which is kind of scary. So I put Raquel as the assistant commissioner because she'll have a little sanity to the situation.
Supervision?
Yeah, a little supervision and get that going. Split the strengths. I didn't split the training staff up, but I did split the personnel staff up. Did split the strength staff up, and then obviously the coaches. And so that'll be fun. I'm trying to figure out how exactly what I'm going to do with the winners and losers, but we'll have something going on.
Was it you or was Coach Neal hamburgers for
Steak,
the losers?
Yeah,
steaks?
hamburgers and raw hot dogs. Not even cooked for the losers.
And a
Yeah,
steak for the winner.
a steak for the winners.
Yeah.
Good. But they get fed so much now, I don't think it matters to them. I'm like, what's the big deal? Thanks, guys.